Welcome back to the shop, guys. I'm Chris with M7 Metalworks. It is a glorious day outside today. Beautiful, sunshiny. It's still cold. It's December here in Indiana. We're going to start a project here on a new Vise. I know I've been doing a lot of Vise restorations, but I love them. They're a lot of fun, and this is a special project here. This is a 974 and a half Parker, and this is going to be a Christmas gift that I'm going to give to someone special that I believe will very much appreciate it. High quality tool like this, he's going to love it. And so we're going to get started. There's a few challenges with this vise. I've got some, and I'll bring you in closer here, but this jaw's been welded on, so we're going to have to address that. I don't necessarily mind the jaw being welded on. It should be pinned on. This is a Parker, so it should have pins through here, and you can see the pins are still there. I don't know if it was loose, and so somebody welded it once. They've done a terrible job. So I'm not concerned about this. I can clean it up. If the vise or if the jaw doesn't come off real easily and cleanly, it's not an issue. I'll put the jaw back on and I'll put a nice clean weld on this so that it's a little more professional looking. And then it's got some bits out of the end here, again, probably where they just kind of boogered it up with the welder. I'll address that as well. There's you know, it's a swivel stand and or swivel vise, and so it's got a little rocking in the middle here, so I'm not sure what's causing that. That shouldn't have that rocking back and forth, so I'll address that as well and try to get that flatter, but it's definitely high in the center on that, and so there's a few issues with it, but this is going to be a fantastic vise for that special person, and so I don't want to reveal who it is just yet. And so anyways, let's get started on this, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll try to fast forward through a lot of the monotony of some of the cleaning and that type of thing, and even taking it apart, and just kind of skip through some of that kind of quickly for you so as to not bore you so much on that. So okay, so remember I told you this base had a rocking on it on that swivel. So it shouldn't do that. Let me try to show you what I'm seeing here. And I'm going to do my best to make this show up on camera. So right in the center line here. Let's get you a little better. Now you can see clearly that cast line. It runs right down the center. So that is where we're rocking. So that should be real easy to fix. It just slides around on this. So it's not like I have to grind this whole line. I just need to get this section here and this section here, and then it'll sit flat. So very easy to do. We'll use the grinder on that. First things first though, we've got her apart. I think I will take out that nut. And to do that, try to give you a good camera view here. To do that, I've just got to take that little pin right there out. I got that pin out, so now I'm just knocking the nut out. And it occurred to me that I had not pulled this spindle out of the slide here. So real simple process. Show you real quick. I'll loosen that screw up and then I'll pull it out. The thing is built like an absolute tank. So simple there. That little thing is kind of chewed up, but that actually looks pretty decent. So we're good there. A little screw. Looks like a square nut versus an Acme. Very, very good quality. Look how beefy this thing is. I mean, this thing is built like a tank. And then I've got some shims. So there's one shim. And there's two. Look how much better that is. Using a good Nicholson file here. Okay, very little movement now. I've got a little area of the jaw there, and I'll grind into that and probably TIG weld that, and then go smooth with that on my belt grinder. So this is the jaw that I had to repair. There was a lot of boogers in there and just divots and dings. Of course, a whole chunk of this was missing. So I've put metal in there. It's pretty scratched up right now just because I had it on the belt sander. And then I did the same over here, as you can see, and kind of filled in that. Just give it a nice look. I was not able to get the jaw off. So now what I'll do is I'll continue to clean it up. I'll take some finer grits to this here, kind of clean all that up. So you can see, of course, it didn't have anything chipped out of it. Everything looks to be original on this side. So I'll have to clean that all up, use a file some of this down, put it on my belt sander. Try to clean all that up. Located at the corner of Illinois Route 1 and Eastern. Hours are Monday through Friday. Hey, welcome back to the shop, guys. We've finished this project now. We've got it painted. We've got it fully lubed up and restored. So just a little bit about the paint. It is a John Deere automotive grade paint. The epoxy primer is an automotive primer as well. And I did that just for durability. The paint, even though it is a John Deere green, this is actually what they told me is a turn-of-the-century John Deere green. So it's not quite the vibrant green that you would see today. It's more around 1900s John Deere green. Something like that is what the paint store told me. So just a few things. The swivel base. So the swivel base, I had to redo the nut over here on this side. And so what I had to do to make that a little more presentable is I actually had to kind of thin it down a little bit or make it smaller. So now it uses an 11/16. It was probably a 3/4 before, but now he can use an 11/16 wrench, and that will rotate just fine. These things are built really well. They kind of lock up like a drum brake, and so they really, I mean, I'm not putting much pressure on it now. That's pretty tight, and it gets pretty tough to move. I've only got it C-clamped on my bench right now because it's not going to me. As you guys know, at the beginning of this video, I mentioned it's going to go to someone special, and so I'll tell you who that is in just a second. Let me talk just real quick about the handle. So as far as the handle's concerned, I didn't fully restore the handle. I didn't fully restore anything. Even the Vise jaws themselves, I just took them down to make them a little bit more presentable. And I like to keep some of the character of the Vise. And so that's kind of why I leave it like that. This is I did end up putting a brass piece in there. It was missing the brass. It had the screw in the spring, but it didn't have the brass. So that brass just makes it so that it stays a little bit snugger in there. So if I want to put it, say, in the middle, I can. And if you're familiar with Parkers, you know this is how they work. So now that handle is a lot firmer in there. So if I want to just spin it this direction and it not slip all the way through, I can do that. Or if I want, I can just loosen it up and it'll drop down like that. So that's that. The lettering came out really great. I used a yellow automotive paint as well. Let me just turn that a little bit for you. And so you can see the Charles Parker Company, Meriden, Connecticut, USA, and then it of course is a 974.5 model. And I just love the Vise. It turned out fantastic. This Vise is going to my preacher, Pastor Bob, Clay City, Indiana, Good Hope Baptist Church. So I believe he'll love it. I think he's going to appreciate it. And congratulations, Pastor. You got an awesome Vise. Enjoy it. I know I would. It's one of those things that as I restored it, I'm like, man, I don't want to give this thing away. But it's an awesome Vise. And if there's anyone that I would want to give it to, it's certainly my preacher. So thanks again for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And tell me what you think about the Vise. Thanks again. I'm Chris with M7 Metalworks.